Alright, I know this video is about editing in Luminar Neo, but doesn't matter it is Luminar Neo or Lightroom or Capture One or any kind of photo editing software. Photography is all about fun, going out, seeing the beauty of the nature. Now, this is where I am today, as you can see in the video. Wonderful location, if not one of the most beautiful location in the world, in the middle of the nature, going through the mountains, the greenery. I mean, the beauty and the enormosity is just breathtaking. If you look around, it made me feel really, really small and scared. The road on the side of the edges, I mean, if you do anything wrong, then death is inevitable. And after all this journey, when you reach through the caves, through the tunnels, into this wonderful little village on the top of a mountain, you can say, it was all worth it. We made it, we're gonna enjoy it, and we're going to take some beautiful photograph. That's exactly what I did. I went there, had a good time with my wife, and then I tried my best to take as less photo as possible and tried my best to enjoy the moment. Even though I love taking photos, but time to time you should take less photos and enjoy the nature, the sound of water, the birds, the wind, the temperature, the rain sometime, and sometime the scare journey. Now let's show you how many photos I've taken, and we're gonna edit in Luminar Neo. Now bear in mind, in Luminar Neo, it's not just a normal photography software. It's wonderful. It has so many tools, but it doesn't matter how many tools I've got. I don't really necessarily have to use all of it. So for example, these 3 photos, I've got 2 raw images. Those are wonderful, and 1 JPEG. Now start with the first one, and we're going to go to the edit. And I'm a simple guy. I mean, I tried my best to not clip the highlights. As you can clearly see, there's no highlight clipping, and just about right amount of color. What I would do though is to crop probably a little bit, because I'm a big fan of square. So I'm going to change it to free. And question is, should I crop from the left or from the right? I'm probably gonna go with the right. Probably go a little bit up. There you go. Maybe that's just about right. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe a little bit on the side, because I like this cloud falling down. And then yeah, that should be all right. And from the left, I'm gonna do maybe a little bit the same. So it's not exactly 1 1 1, but it's just about right. So if you look from the top left corner, so it's just about starting from the corner, the sky and the mountain. So I'm going to click apply. Done. Now I'm going to go to the enhance, and maybe enhance just a little bit, so that I've got all the highlight and shadows going very well. At this moment, I got nothing much to do in this area. What I could do it at the bottom, that just a touch of structure, just a touch, not much. That's done. Compositionally, the photo is phenomenal. I love it. I'm proud of my own image. The luminosity is doing very well. So missing is the color. So I'm going to go at the very bottom to the professional and then play with a little bit the color harmony. There I'm going to raise the warmth because I'm a big fan of warm tone. Always have been. So I'm going to do that. Then go to the brilliance and then see what it does for me. That's doing very well too. Now the color contrast. I'll add a little bit of color contrast all the way to 13 and then maybe change the hue. Let's see what it gives me. You know, it's always about trial and error. You know, the silent moment is basically analyzing when I'm looking at it. So look at the sky is doing very well, even though the shadow, the haze area though, it's a bit blue. I'd like it a little bit more warm. So what I'm going to do is the split color warmth. I'm going to play with the mid-tone. First, again, a little bit more warmth. And in the cool area, I'm going to change it to, there you go. Now it's doing very well. Purple, the color balance. Shadow, probably, yeah, shadow, I'm going to make it warm too, but it's going more green, so I'm going to be careful here. So there you go, and then there is a little bit red. Nice. Now the contrast is punchy. However, my black is clipping now. So what I'm going to do is a good question, right? What I'm going to do exactly? So I'm going to go all the way up and just going to bring back my shadow. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to develop and just bring back some shadow. I'm not a big fan of saturation, so I'm going to reduce the shadow, you know, go figure, right? People love saturating color, I don't. So in maybe not saturation, but vibrance, I'm going to reduce just a touch. And now, voila, it's doing beautifully. And that's our first edit. Now, I could save it in order to use it for the next one. How? Now, I could save it as a preset. For example, go back to the edit, in the action, save as preset. Now, for now, just for fun, save it as preset 1, you know, and enter. Then I'm going to go back to my catalog, to the second image, and go to the edit, or maybe in the preset first, then use my preset and see what it gives me. And beam, look at that, not bad. All I have to do now, I'm actually quite happy because it's a nice, wonderful contrast of the background, which is just too simply glorious. I'm proud of myself. And you can see that if I zoom in, look at that, I'm going to show you something. You see that it's not super sharp, right? It's not just super sharp, but guess what? I'm from a film photography era, and you know, sharp photo and beautiful photo, they're two different things in my world. It's a beautiful photo and just I'm happy with it, and that's all matter at the end of the day. So it's a beautiful photo and I'm gonna keep it as it is. All I have to do now is to go to the crop and change the ratio to free. Then I'm gonna crop a touch from the left and a touch from the right. Up. Not much though. There you go. Perfect. Now apply. And finally, this image, I'm going to go to preset, go to my preset. Even though it's a JPEG image, don't forget it's a JPEG, so it's going to be different in my opinion in terms of using the exact same preset. But I'm curious to see. In fact, even though it's a JPEG, it turned out to be a good looking photo in the end of the day. And what I'm going to do right now is to go to the develop, and I'm going to recover some shadow if possible. I don't think it's possible because it's still a JPEG image, so I doubt it, but worth giving a try. But the shadow, I'm not going to recover it, even though you can see in the histogram that it's clipping, but it actually allowed me to have some nice contrast. However, in the sharpness, I'm not going to add any sharpness, but I should have some details option, which I'm struggling to find right now. There you go. That's the one, details. So I'm going to actually reduce details. So it's going to give me a nice and soft looking image, which I love from the bottom of my heart. One thing I forgot, which is if I go back to that image and go to edit, I did not do any lens correction because the image is so nice that I didn't see the reason for doing any optics correction, because at the end, what it will do exactly, what do you think? I don't think it's gonna do anything for me, but I'm gonna do the lens correction because I have it. Noise sharpness, I almost forgot that they're existent, which is funny. And then finally, I'm going to do exact same thing with this very first image as well, and it's coming any moment, whenever it allows me to. So I'm going to go to the develop, auto defringe, and voila. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed my editing and my travel for photography. Let me show you the final results. And before looking at the image, I wish you all the best. Look after yourself, and bye bye.